Because I have my pillow that I sleep in between my legs and kind of like underneath my underneath my belly. Hey guys, welcome back to my pregnancy vlogs. Just took a shower, so my hair is still wet. Usually I let it air dry unless I'm getting ready for something and I need it dried faster. But so this is why I look like this, because I just took a shower, but I wanted to go ahead and make a couple videos before my daughter wakes up from her nap and I get too tired to do anything. So I am 37 weeks pregnant today. I know it's been a while. I think the last update was like 33 weeks. I have noticed that I've done like a couple other videos. I know I've posted a couple videos before this, and I've noticed that I'm more excited to do other videos than to do pregnancy vlogs, and I don't know if it's because I'm just so frustrated with this pregnancy or I don't know. I feel like I say the same things every week. Like, I feel like all my symptoms are the same. I mean, lately, the past 4 weeks, since from 33 weeks to 37 weeks, a lot has changed. Obviously, there's a lot going on in this world, so there has been a lot that I will be updating on in this video. So I do have a lot to talk about, but as far as my pregnancy symptoms, I feel like everything's pretty much the same. And I don't like talking about the same thing every week, so that's one reason why I don't do pregnancy vlogs every week. So I'm 37 weeks, and my little email that I get every week, today I got this email and it says, your due date is very close now, but your baby isn't considered full term until 39 weeks. Spending the next 2 weeks in the womb allows your baby's brain and lungs to mature more fully. If you're pregnant past your due date, don't worry. About half of newborns are late arrivals, and most of the time an overdue baby isn't late at all. The due date was off because it's hard to calculate precisely. My baby is about the size of a bunch of Swiss curds. I'm not even sure what that is. About 19¼ inches long and weighs about 6¼ pounds. So yeah, that is what my little app says. When we went in for our ultrasound, I think it was like 35 weeks or 34. I don't remember which week. They did like the whole, I mean, if y'all have been watching my pregnancy journey, you know that there have been complications where the baby needs to constantly be monitored. So we do go to a lot of ultrasound appointments, mostly every other week. So when we went during our 35 week, I think, that was when they like remeasured everything, like made sure he was growing good, remeasured all his limbs and his organs and stuff. And so that was also the ultrasound where they kind of like estimated how big he is. And I think it's 35 weeks when we went. He was estimated about 5 pounds. So let's talk about what has been going on with everything. It's been so crazy with the pandemic and everything going on, and just a lot has changed. It's been very stressful, you know, with everything going on in New York and the hospitals not letting support people in. I know now that the governor of New York did pass a law that says that the laboring mom is allowed a support person. So that's good. They've changed that in New York. And of course, when that was all going on, I was like freaking out that that would happen here, because obviously this pregnancy we were having a hospital birth, which is one thing that we're not used to, you know, having 3 home births prior to this. So of course I was like freaking out and worried that it was going to get to a point where my husband wasn't going to be able to be with me. I'm already a little upset that I'm not going to be able to have visitors, because I was hoping to have like another support person, like maybe my sister-in-law or my mother-in-law, or maybe even my mom. I know she expressed in the past that she doesn't like to see me in pain, which is why she's never been to one of my labors before. I think it's a little hard on her. But I would have liked to have another person there. And even after we have the baby, we're not allowed any visitors. which is hard because, you know, you want to kind of rejoice in the fact that you just had a baby and you want to just share the joy with your family and friends, and, you know, nobody can come to the hospital and visit. So that was a little hard. But I have asked my midwife several times about, you know, my husband being there, and as far as it is now, and so far he is still allowed to be there with me, which is great because I can't imagine having to labor and have a baby without my husband there. I know that I've heard stories of women having to do that, having to go into the hospital by themselves, labor by themselves, and bring this baby into the world without their partner there. And I'm sure it's hard on the partner too. They aren't there to be able to see their baby being born, which I can just imagine how, you know, heart-wrenching that is. Another thing that I was a little upset, a couple weeks ago, we did get a call from my midwife's office, and they're not allowing water births at this time. And I mean, I guess I can understand, but it's something that I was really looking forward to, especially since I had to deal with going into the hospital. A water birth was just something that I was used to with having a home birth, and it was something that I really wanted to do to kind of like hold on to that normalcy for me. But unfortunately, we're not allowed to do that. I have been told that I am allowed to labor in the shower, so hopefully I'll be able to take advantage of that, because really water is a form of pain management for me. Like, I enjoy being in the shower and I enjoy being in the tub. So yeah. Whew. Anyways, another thing, like I said, a lot has changed over the past couple weeks. This past week we had an ultrasound appointment and a prenatal appointment, and both of those Josh was not allowed to go in with me. I couldn't have my husband with me to support me, just kind of be with me during the process, which was difficult for me. I don't really want to say I have trouble with anxiety, but when it's dealing with doctors and appointments, I get anxious very easily, and I have anxiety dealing with that. We don't normally deal with doctors a lot. We are more natural, and we like to kind of handle things more naturally. So doing all these doctor's appointments was already hard on me, but at least I had my husband with me to kind of make me more calm and not so anxious, and I can't have that now. So so that was difficult. So if you have been following our pregnancy journey through our other videos, you'll know that there have been complications with my blood and baby's blood being incompatible. So basically my blood will try to fight off the baby's red blood cells. So that's why we have been going for ultrasounds a lot. And in each ultrasound, he looks perfectly fine. He's not showing any signs of anemia in the womb. But our last ultrasound, which was a few days ago, we found out that at this point, like in 37 weeks, his bones are calcifying, which, if you don't know, that means not bone is turning into bone. So his bones are calcifying and getting thicker, and so his skull is too thick to be able to monitor properly. And when they do the ultrasound, they always monitor his this vein in his brain and make sure it's not working too fast, make sure the blood's not flowing too fast, because that's a sign of anemia and can cause heart failure. And they always check to see if there's like fluid around the organs that aren't supposed to be there, or under the skin that's not supposed to be there. So at 37 weeks, when the baby's bones are starting to calcify, his brain's getting too thick to be able to monitor that blood vessel. So the doctor that saw me during that appointment was not actually the doctor that we normally see. The doctor we normally see and like wasn't there. And we're not a big fan of this doctor, because I feel like he's more arrogant and he assumes that we know everything. I don't know. But anyways, he was asking if the practice that I go to for prenatal care if they had talked to me about induction. And they, you know, there's a mention of it at the very beginning, like how we wanted to avoid induction, but there wasn't any talk about planning an induction. So I told him no, and he was just, there was just some other talk about other stuff, you know. Things go through one ear and out the other, which is why I like having my husband there, because he takes things in more when it comes to like medical stuff. Anyways, so then the next day we had our prenatal appointment, and I had to go in by myself, and they did the Group B strep test, and then they also did a cervical check to see how far I was dilated and effaced. I'm already dilated to 2 centimeters and about 60% effaced. And we have never like gotten cervical checks because, you know, our home birth midwife never did them, and then our last birth was unassisted, so we just never did. So when she told me I was 2% dilated and 60% effaced, I was asking her if that was good. Like, I don't know at this point if that's normal or better. I mean, because I have had 3 kids, so I assumed that my body was going to work faster than if this was my first baby. And she said that was pretty good. That was really good. And then I started talking to her about what the fetal medicine doctor was talking to me about, induction. And well, I was asking, because, you know, we wanted to avoid induction, and I was asking her if, like, the baby's looking good every time we go for an ultrasound, and he's not showing any signs of decline, and like what some complications could be after he's born. And obviously, you know, she's a midwife and isn't as informed about this stuff as the maternal fetal medicine doctor, so she really couldn't give me any good answers. She was just saying how they rely highly on the MFMs, and if he suggested induction, it's probably for a good reason. Anyways, this was like, just obviously I didn't get any answers that I wanted. I did call my MFM that we had been seeing, that we like, and I just get more information. And she was saying how the longer the baby's in me, the more antibodies he's getting in his blood, my antibodies. So, you know, he's looking good on ultrasound, which is great news. And she was saying how she's just surprised that he has gotten this far with how high my antibodies are. But that, you know, the longer he's in, the more he's exposed to the antibodies. So even after he's born, those antibodies are traveling through his blood, cycling out and building up bilirubin, which is basically jaundice. I know that a lot of babies get jaundice, but this could like double his jaundice, which if he gets too much bilirubin, it could cause brain damage and stuff like that. So that's why they like to induce a little early, so he's not exposed to as much antibodies. So all of this, now remember, Josh is not in there with me. So I am this hormonal pregnant lady, and I don't have my support person with me. And so they're telling me that they usually like to induce between 37 weeks and 38 weeks and 6 days, which I'm not sure why they want to do 1 day shy of 39 weeks. Why don't you just make it 37 to 39? So of course this midwife's talking to me. I start crying. I'm not like bawling, but I'm like a little emotional that I can't go into labor on my own. So I told her, I was like, well, I'd like to wait till as long as I can. So 38 weeks and 6 days. So I'm hoping, I've never gone early. I've never gone into labor early. Well, the earliest I've gone into labor was 2 days before my due date. And that was my super long labor. So I had her like a couple hours shy of my due date because I was in labor for about 40 hours or so. So that's the earliest I've ever gone. I don't know if it's really possible for me to go a week early, But we're trying things. My midwife suggested that I do red raspberry leaf tea, and I have been drinking that since like 30 weeks, and at 36 weeks I bumped it because I've been drinking that like 2 cups a day, and then when I got closer, like I think at 36 weeks, I started drinking 3 cups a day to kind of tone my uterus and cervix to try to get it ready for labor. And then my midwife also suggested evening primrose oil, and they come in like little capsules. You can take them orally, but she suggested that at night I just insert one up in there and then go to sleep, and that kind of will soften the cervix to get you ready for labor. So I'm trying all these things. I'm bouncing on my ball, doing certain exercises, trying to see if I can do anything that will bring this baby down, and seeing if it's possible for me to go into labor before my induction date. They haven't called me on a date yet. I think the 38 weeks and 6 days date is April 19th. They were going to make an appointment when I went in on Friday, but they said that it was too early to make the appointment. They weren't able to do it, so they would call me this week and let me know. So I'm a little heartbroken. I don't know, just the excitement of not knowing when you're going to go into labor, and the anticipation of having that first contraction, and I don't know, just being able to labor at home for a little bit is my favorite part. And it's just, I feel like that's getting stolen from me, and I know there's nothing really that they can do. I mean, it's just a complication that we couldn't foresee. And then also with everything else going on in the world, things have just changed. Hospital policies and everything. I don't know if this is still the case, but I did hear that, I think this was a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's during the whole time or just when you're birthing the baby out, like when you're pushing the baby out. But I mean, everyone's got to have a mask on. So I might have to have a mask on when I'm having my baby, which does not sound comfortable. It doesn't sound fun. Definitely not good for my video, but I mean, I understand they want to keep everyone protected and they don't want to spread anything. So yeah, this is just the perfect time to have a baby in the hospital, huh? I'm just hoping all of this blows over soon. So that is it on like everything that's been going on. I will get into a few of my questions that I usually do. I'm not going to do all of them because I don't really have much to say. How are you sleeping? I'm sleeping okay. I get up like maybe once to go to the bathroom. I really don't get up that often to go to the bathroom. Usually at least once, maybe twice. Rolling over is always fun. Well, because I have my pillow that I sleep in between my legs and kind of like underneath my underneath my belly. And when I lie on one side too long, I have to like turn over to kind of get the other side. Anyway, so rolling over can be difficult. I feel like I'm getting a workout trying to do that. Best moment this week. Well, I had my baby shower on Saturday. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. We obviously had to cancel my baby shower because of the whole social distancing thing. So we did cancel my shower that was supposed to be a few weeks ago. But we changed it into a virtual shower, which was through Facebook. It turned out pretty good. What we did was we created like a Facebook group and then invited people and people could join. And it lasted a week, so it went from Saturday to Saturday. So each day during the week, my sister-in-law posted like a game, like a questionnaire game that you can answer in the comments if you wanted. And then also throughout the week, there would be like other posts. Like I could post anything that I wanted about my pregnancy. And then that having a whole week, that also gives people time to order presents if they wanted and have the presents delivered, because I was registered at Target and Amazon, so it was easy for them to just buy online and then just deliver it straight to my door. So it was fun getting packages during the week. And then on Saturday, this past Saturday, I went live. So you just pick a time, and I let them know when I was gonna go live in the invite, like in the description of the group, so everyone could have the opportunity to get on their phone or computer and watch live. So my husband was here and my son was here. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were able to open gifts in front of the camera, but people were able to comment, and my husband, as I was opening gifts, he kind of kept an eye on the comments, and so we would answer them as we went along. But it was fun. It wasn't, obviously I would have enjoyed seeing everyone and hanging out, but you know, it wasn't possible this time, so this was a good way to do it, to virtually hang out and talk to each other and answer questions. So it did turn out really well. So that was probably the best moment this week. Movements. He moves all the time. He's actually gotten, like, the past 2 days, I feel like the movements are getting more uncomfortable for me, because he's like prying his way into my ribs or digging into my hip bone. So sometimes if I'm like trying to lounge on the couch, I'll have to like move positions, because it just gets so uncomfortable with the way he's moving. But it's good that he's moving so much. It's a good sign that, you know, he's not having any issues in there. Food cravings. I don't know, I still like blueberries. I really like chocolate. The other day I was craving spaghetti a lot. Like I sent my husband out to get ingredients for spaghetti, and we had just eaten spaghetti like 4 days before that, or 3 days. I mean, it wasn't even that long. We basically had spaghetti 2 days in that week. Labor signs. Just Braxton Hicks. I'm hoping to get some labor signs soon. I would love to go into labor by myself, but I really don't know if that's possible for me. What are you looking forward to? I'm looking forward to meeting my little boy. This pregnancy has just put a real big toll on my sanity. Basically, I've just been really stressed about just the whole situation and everything that's changing in the hospitals, and not being able to do anything, like go out and stuff. I'm looking forward to just having my baby, to being back home, and I'm looking forward to things getting back to the way they were. Once I do my baby shower haul, I'm looking forward to washing everything and setting everything up in the nursery and just kind of getting ready for this baby. I was telling my husband the other day that I feel like I was so prepared with the other babies. I feel like before they were born, the house was ready and the nurseries were ready like a month before the baby was born. And with this baby, I just don't feel ready at all. I feel like I have so much stuff to do. A lot of it might be because I realize I don't have quite as long to get ready. I'll probably be having this baby a week or two before I was planning on having a baby. And it started like freaking me out. Like I'm starting to like kind of, I need all this stuff done. But also I have had so much stuff in my brain. I've been stressing about a lot of stuff. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff, so I haven't really been focusing on getting ready, basically. I know all of this stuff that I want to do is not necessary. It's not a necessity. It's just comfort. It's something that I just want to have ready and I want to have done. So obviously if it doesn't get done, it's not the end of the world. So I'm looking forward to holding my baby and having him home and having things together. Anyways, I think that's it on my pregnancy this week. I know this video is probably extremely long and I do apologize. I just had a lot to update on, not just like pregnancy symptoms or whatever, but just everything that's going on. I hope you made it through the whole thing. So now I'll just show you my belly and that'll be it. So this is my 37-week belly. Whoop! I'm gonna fall over. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and go and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.